Hello, welcome to the first podcast from Dawsons Auctioneers. My name's James Lees. I'm a valuer at Dawsons Auctioneers here in Maidenhead. A little bit about Dawsons to start with. We were founded in 2016 by some already seasoned auction and valuation professionals. We have a dedicated marketing division which sets us aside from quite a few of the auctioneers out there. Just a little bit about the sale room. We conduct valuations for all purposes, taxation, family division, all the ones that you'd expect. We supply written valuations, normally in digital format now. So much has changed over the last 20 years. As a traditionalist, I can remember when everything was paper-based and you actually had people in the room that you were selling to, you made eye contact. Now, of course, COVID came along and has changed all that. And it's not revolution. This isn't my soundbite, by the way. Credit to whoever coined it. It's actually evolution rather than revolution. The fact that we can sell to a worldwide audience has actually woken quite a lot of people up. That auctioneers were usually based in, say, a market town or even a village. And they would just cater to, realistically, the local clientele. They would sell things for them, they would sell things to them. But now, you could be selling to someone in New York, you could be selling to someone in Seoul, you could be selling to someone in Russia. Russia's actually quite a big market at the moment. And so the world's been opened up for business. There are various bidding platforms that allow you to bid in real time on one of our auctions. It's all covered by high definition cameras. The various bidding platforms that you subscribe to, Dawson's actually has its own. We invested heavily in a bidding platform. And you can bid online in real terms. There are actually lots and lots of bidding platforms. There's probably 5, I think, that I can think of. And all the lots that are sold on our website are actually accompanied with high definition professional images from all the varying angles. So what we do is, first of all, we're contacted by the person, the prospective client, the prospective vendor, who will then be asked a little bit about their items. They're encouraged to send us digital images from their phone. It's mostly from phones nowadays. And on our website, you will find there's actually a facility where you can actually visit it on your phone and it walks you through the process of uploading images. Then we respond. If it's something that's for us, we'll give an opinion on its value. If you decide you want to sell, then it comes in, it's consigned, as we say. Then we will give you a receipt, more often than not nowadays, a digital receipt rather than a paper receipt. Then it keeps it all official, and then a contract is formed. We then catalogue, research, photograph and promote the items. The promotion is the key, of course, and also, it mustn't be understated, also the cataloguing and the identification of the item. Because if an item is identified and catalogued correctly, then it will sell, come what may, given the correct estimate, of course. Then it is offered up in one of our sales, which are all online now and go to a worldwide audience. That will encourage people to make inquiries with further requests for images, condition reports. Most of our items actually are accompanied on the catalogue on our website with condition reports. And we do our best to cover all bases. To the best of our knowledge. Then come sale day, we will offer the items up in real terms, and people will, in real time I should say, and then people will bid live on the internet. This works very well. We deal with a lot more carriers now, a lot more shippers, and we're happy to do so because obviously if you're opening yourself up to a world market, you have to be prepared to be flexible to a certain degree. Obviously, space is limited in any business environment, but we do our best, of course. We like to try and make it as simple as possible. In the 30, dear, I really am that old. In the 30 odd years I've been in the business, I've seen it change so much. in as much that auction houses always had a certain mystique, and that created a certain reticence for people attending sales or even going into auctions. And I've always sought, in my small way, to try and erode this facade, because the people out there are our clients, they're our lifeblood, and we see them at all stages. And, you know, I used to pride myself on the fact that I had clients and I dealt with them, I dealt with their sons and daughters, and in the end I was dealing with their grandsons and granddaughters. And you build up a sort of a community spirit, and that isn't destroyed by the fact that we're purely digital now. It isn't, because you form a bond with your clients and your buyers. I'm still selling things to people I was selling things to 35 years ago, and I count them as friends. This business is, as you've probably gathered, is more of a lifestyle rather than a career, and you're kind of born really rather than made in this world. So we sell the items, they're paid for. Nothing is released until payment has been made in full. The items are collected. We send on funds, less our commission. The commission is 17.5% plus VAT, and there's a lotting fee. And the lotting fee, basically explained, is that it covers all of the marketing, which is a costly process, all of the photography, professional photography again, and all of the things which are ancillary to what we do. So that's what that is. That's basically what that's explained as. Then we will sell it. We will make the most of, if we achieve a good price for the item, we will then obviously make the most of that in all the press. We've had several rather staggering results of late. But just to touch on valuation and the valuation process, we're actually now conducting, we had, I think, the first ever virtual valuation day yesterday, I think, or the day before. Now, as technology moves on, it becomes more and more useful, because to start with, obviously, the resolution on quite a few cameras attached to phones, I should say, or camera phones, was fairly low, and it was difficult to see quite what the phone was being pointed at. Now, with the advent of multi-million pixel cameras, it's far easier, and so we can get some sort of idea and give you an opinion. But that's the sort of thing we're doing nowadays, and we find it works for us. Lots of people say, well, you know, it isn't the same. Well, it isn't the same without people in the room. No, but it's different. It's a different marketplace. It's a lot more buoyant, and I know where I would like to, in which environment I'd like to sell my items if I was selling my items at auction. It would certainly be in a digital environment, because you cast a far wider net. And of course, you see, you're not restricted by geographical hurdles. You know, you can sell to someone, if you're selling a piece of so let's say an Italian Doccia vase, you can sell it to someone in Italy who can put in their details to one of the retrieval systems like Sauroom and Invaluable and the other platforms, and you can be alerted when something that you've set a search criteria for appears in an auction, and so you'll get an email. I can remember when it first started many years ago, and there was only one player in the game then, and it used to be you would actually submit your catalogues in hard copy form. I can remember those days, and you used to send off a simple text printout to them, and it used to be a company. I hope I'm not breaching any rules with this. It used to be a company in the Isle of Wight, I believe, and they used to have people searching through the text, looking for particular keywords and particular search phrases, and then they would actually send faxes. Yes, faxes, you can remember them. Used to send faxes and sometimes phone calls, and of course evolution again rather than revolution is actually now it's an email with a link, I think, to the item, and you can see it in real time. So things have moved on. It has been quite a steep learning curve for quite a few auctioneers, but I think the people that have embraced it have been quite thankful that they have. I mean, who could have foreseen the problems that the pandemic sadly caused us? But quite a lot of people have taken that and they've actually built upon it, and they've harvested the new methods of doing things, and Dawsons are one of them. You know, I would say, without probably fear of reproach, as a not a huge company, we're growing all the time. I mean, our growth is fast, and certainly since I've been here. I've been in the business all my life, but I've been here for just over a year, and there've been several new members of staff with the expansion of the jewellery and watch department, which is very buoyant, very, very good results. And so we're expanding all of the time. But the people who stepped up to the challenge of selling in this pandemic environment, I think the people who invested in new technology. I'm speaking to you now from our purpose-built recording studio in our new premises. We outgrew the last one during a pandemic, which is quite incredible. And so the people now have realised that this is the way forward, and the people that have realised this are actually reaping the profits from it. And it's good news for you too, because in actual fact, you cast a wider net and get better results. So if you would like to ask me any questions, please feel free. My name's James. I'm quite accessible. I don't bite. Give me a call. Thank you.